Hi Divine Soul, welcoming you in with so much love. I'm feeling a message so strongly for people who feel at a standstill in their life, who feel completely stuck, who have never known themselves to be someone who could ever be depressed, but now you're finding yourself feeling a little depressed, no matter what your status is, no matter whether you have a family or a great relationship. These times can find us in our life regardless of our status, regardless of how much money we have, or whether we have a beautiful partner or an amazing friends group, job, whatever. It just shows up, and it's a reoccurring feeling that you keep waking up with, and you realize now that it's time to make a change. And maybe you have tried to make the change physically, materially, and something still hasn't shifted, because the calling that you're actually having is internal. It's an internal shift that is nudging you to want to take a look at it, so that you can make the lasting, a change that will be long lasting, and perhaps even, a legacy in this lifetime for you. If that resonates for you, then that is what you're being called for. If you've always known deep within that you're here for something greater, then you're being called now to start showing up for it. And there's no instant gratification for this path, and I don't want to lay it out heavy. That's the last thing that I want to do. But I think what I do want to say is that if I can do it, if I'm someone that can do it, then you definitely can too. And yeah, like I said, the last thing I want this message to do is to make you feel overwhelmed and feel like you don't even want to start on the journey at all. But the thing is, if you found this video and you are recognizing this pattern in your life, then this is definitely for you. It's going to be a point in your life where you are no longer going to be able to just do the reoccurring clockwork, robotic things that you used to do. You probably have already found that you physically can't even bring yourself to do it, because it's so depressing. It just makes you feel powerless to make the change, but you're not. You have everything you need. You are able to tap in to all the knowledge and wisdom that you need to get on this journey. In fact, I'm already feeling so excited for you. It is a lot of repetitive, hard work, but oh my gosh, you will reap the rewards, because you are so loved and so deserving and so powerful. So, talking about it being an internal journey, we are the living temple of divine God source frequency. Our body is the vessel for us to express the divine. And that's as simple as I can put it. That's what we're here for. We're here to experience that. We're here to express our individual light, co-creating with the divine God source frequency. And through my own experience, what I found was it needs the vessel, which is our body, the living temple of divine God source frequency, to be purified, to be empty. So when we have negative belief systems taking up space, taking up energetic space in our body, there's no room for that, for the clarity and the purity, for us to fully allow that God source frequency to enter. So the more familiar we get with ourselves and become so aware of the program that's actually running within us, the easier it becomes to weed out and purify this divine body temple that we have been gifted for this amazing experience on Mother Gaia, our beautiful mother. So yes, going back to purifying, that's where taking up practices of meditation or starting to take more time for yourself and pour into yourself instead of running the old program clockwork. Like, for example, my program was to just constantly take care of the household. And when I first started meditating, even in my meditation, my body would be going, what are you doing just sitting still? You should be up cooking something. You should be cleaning. You should be entertaining the children. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. Constantly trying to pull me off that path and fill in the gaps of my life where I actually really needed to be concentrating on myself. And learning to love myself, learning to soothe myself, learning to be able to calm myself and be so peaceful that I could be magnetic, the magnetic force in order to draw the life that was for me and my heart's desire effortlessly to me. So meditating and being still and calm allows you to see what program you have running. See why you keep repeating the same things over and over again. In the short term, you know, money and certain changes that, you know, like moving house, changing friend groups, changing jobs, these things are a minor fix, but it's not for the long game. It's like, you know, what do they call it? The hagstone, you know, the stone that has a drop of water that constantly drops on it, eventually creates a pathway until it actually even puts a hole in the stone. And again, I don't want you to be overwhelmed or feel like, oh no, that's just impossible and it's too hard. If you just do one little thing for yourself every single day, you know, in a year's time, in 18 months' time, just think of how fast 12 months goes by. You know how fast it goes by. You know, if you're a parent or if you've just been busy, you know, working to survive, you know how fast 12 months goes by. So imagine starting to turn your focus and energy into yourself. Imagine what that can do and the changes that you will make in your life. And especially if you do want to, you know, create a better life for your loved ones around you, this is going to be the best way that you can do it, is by turning inward and putting the focus on yourself. You are not your past. 5 minutes ago, even me recording this video is over. It's gone. And worrying about the future also steals your life. It just steals your life away. You know, being in the here and now is the most powerful thing you can do for you and your loved ones. It's so exciting because you can do it. I know you can. You are so divine. You are so magical. And that's why you've come across this video. When that higher frequency comes in to help us make the change, it does look like things like depression or that you've seriously hit rock bottom. But the thing is, there's only one way to go from hitting rock bottom, and that is up. That is taking your rise. That is your opportunity to rise up. It's something to have gratitude for, to be grateful for, to unlock yourself from a victim mentality, or maybe, you know, maybe you're even in a perpetrator mode, you know, whatever it is, or maybe you focus on saving other people so you don't have to, you know, face your inner work. Because yes, the inner work is really painful. It's so painful, and that's why a lot of us don't do it, because we don't feel like we have the support. But you do have the support. The unseen realm is there for you. The divine is there for you. Ask for signs and you shall receive them. You are a divine soul having an experience in this body, and you are being called to prepare yourself to be the channel for God's source frequency to flow through you and share your unique, amazing gifts and abilities with the world. Our divine body temple needs to be purified, not just in the toxicity of what we consume, meaning, you know, what we eat and drink, but also the things that we watch, the things that we choose to allow to enter us. You know, whether it's TV shows, like habits of just sitting on the couch and, you know, eating food that does not nourish you in any way, or listening to someone's gossip or negativity. These things affect us, you know, and it's not to say that we don't care, but we can make a way bigger difference by purifying ourselves and becoming the vessel to allow the divine expression of that infinite love that wants to come through us and co-create with us. Use this beautiful body temple to help others on their path. You know, you have your own divine gifts and abilities to help others make their rise. So yes, meditating, realizing what is actually going on within you so that you can stop it and replace it with something else, and you can do it. Your mind is powerful. We know how powerful it is because that's how we just run a robotic life, is by letting that subconscious part of our mind to just keep going over and over again, or telling us the lies and the negative, keeping us in such a negative state, you know, that we're not good enough, or we could never be like, you know, like the people that we look up to. No, you are that person. That's why they're in your life, to show you that you are that, the person that you look up to the most, you know, as a mentor. You are that person. That's why they're there. That's why you're seeing it, to show you that it's possible. That's why you see, when you see a nice car, it shows up to show you that you too are worthy of it, or having a stable home, or having a stable partner, or anything that you find yourself desiring. Breathing was also a really useful thing for me. As you go on this journey, you will start attracting the things that work for you the most. You know, strangers will just say something to you randomly that will actually be the divine stepping in and using that person as a vessel in order to get the message to you. You will attract the books that you need. You will just attract all the things that you need. Heading out into nature, using the elements will help you greatly. You know, starting to sit quietly, replacing a TV show or, you know, a catch up with someone, you know, that you so often do, and you know, making those little changes so you start to sit quiet and hear what's going on within you, so that you can make the change internally and make room so that the change that you want to see here in this physical realm will start to shift. You will actually make that change, and then one day you will realize that you're sitting in that now moment, that you have fully jumped timelines and have done it. But we do need to make the effort. You know, it's up to us. We need to be accountable for the reason why we're sitting in a sadness and in a depression, or in a moment in our life where we want extreme change, where you want to let that God source frequency enter you. I love you so much, and you've got this. You really do. Don't give yourself a hard time for the things that show up in your, you know, when you start meditating. Things will be really loud at first. When you start to sit down, your mind will just create so much noise, but it does get better and it does get easier. Okay, just breathe, just recognize that you are such a divine soul having an experience in this body. And you will make the changes. You will do it. You will do it. You were made to do it. I love you so much.